Now we're in the guard position, okay? I'm using my guard. Like I said before, I prefer not to close my guard because he can pick me up and slam me, plus it limits the things that I can do. I'm not keeping space. However, some of you, I want to address a couple of situations here that are extremely common that I see Jiu-Jitsu guys get themselves into, and I'm very surprised they can't get out, all right? And they're common. It would be a common response that an untrained individual would do. The first thing is sometimes we'll crowd you in the guard, so they get you like in a headlock type move. They do this kind of stuff, all right? And I see a lot of guys, they can't get out, right? The common response is, just on side for a second, is that, you know, like everyone says, oh, just pop it off and take his back. Sometimes he's really strong and you can't do that. I see a lot of people struggle with this. So I just want to show you, it's, you know, the obvious thing here. So I'll do it on the other side so you can see the action. Here, okay, when he's here, if his knees are on the floor, there's nothing. There's no choke. Nothing, just push away, okay? What the thing is the guys will get up here and then, they come up and they press. This is easy, okay? He's not gonna hit you on this side because he's choking you, so you don't have to really worry about it very much, all right? It's this side here, you know, that he's gonna be doing things on. So what I like to do is bring my knee in and block it off. Now, if he decides to hit, he really can't, oh no, keep the pressure, yeah. He's not to hit my ribs. He can't hit my ribs so much. The next thing, I'm gonna try to slip this foot underneath. See how I did that? I just rotated. I grab my own shin too, because it blocks off the whole side. And I just rotate. Now because he's so high up on me here, okay, it's gonna be very easy to get the sweep. Okay, I kick up. This foot kicks down. This foot kicks up. Okay, lever him this way. Okay, here, cut and lever. So he's here, he's high. He's high on me. Here. Okay, if he comes back, there's nothing. You're not gonna get the sweep. Every time I do this in class, people go, oh, I can't sweep it. It's because your partner, he keeps moving back. If that's the case and he moves back, then, you know, we're going to go to the guard that we're going to talk about next. This is because he's extremely high up. Yeah, that's why this kind of sweeping stuff works. Okay, so here, let's go back where you can see. I'm just showing this up. Show from here. Okay, so he's up. Okay, that's why this works. That's why I need it. Here. Elevated, okay? So once again, wasn't what you thought it was. Up here. Okay? Whether this arm is under my arm or not. Here. Up. Cut. Here. Sweep. That's how you deal with the headlock situation. The next situation we're going to do here is just another common thing. I just want to go over some common things that people get stuck in, get them out of the way, so we can move on to the system I want to show. Is the can opener. So some people grab here and pull your neck forward. All right, there are a few things we can do here. One, if you are good at jiu-jitsu, go for the armbar. Here, just like this. You can even use a leg to spin yourself around real quick. Do it fast. So he's pulling, and just armbar him. Grab something here. Okay, look for his wallet. Grab whatever you can here. Hold, hold. Don't bother hooking under. I don't like don't hook under for street fighting because you get a knee in the face, whatever. Here, here, whatever. Push. Okay? You can hold here, but you need to push the face to swivel. See these two hands? Spinning. Knees together for those of you who don't train jiu-jitsu. Knees together, toes down, not crossed, toes down, thumb up, lift your hips. Okay? Once again, can opener. Okay, second thing, you know, you're not as comfortable with jiu-jitsu, Easy. Okay? Pushing. Notice how I'm not pushing his face like this. I like this ridge of bone here right against his face. Okay? So you do it this way or this way, it doesn't matter. And move your hips to the side. There's no way, it's just going to alleviate all the pressure. So he's here, pull. Okay? It'll alleviate all the pressure. From here, then you can go for the arm bar, whatever, but he's not doing anything. So it's just a quick tip for you guys. Okay? How to deal with the can opener situation. Okay. Now we're going to work on what I think we should do from the guard. Once again, I think closed guard, bad idea. Anytime you cross your ankles, he pick you up, slam you down. You're on your back probably because you were smaller or something, okay? So, slamming back. 2, you're extremely limited with closed guard as to what you can do. Okay, there aren't too many attacks that you can do with closed guard, especially without the gi. So, forget it. Why use it? Okay, and you're open. I don't like all the openness here. Even if I hold him tight, I'm still very open. My ribs and stuff. I don't like closed guard. It's extremely limited and I can't push him away a lot. So here's what we're going to do. On one side we're going to hook the arm. On the other side we're going to block down. So here, just start in this position here. This is the greatest kind of jiu-jitsu guard position there is because you have total control of the hips. Just stand up to punch. You know, try to reach my face. You know, obviously you can't reach my face here, so it's smart. Okay, it's just a smart position. So we'll start on the knees here first. We're going to start down, how to deal with him while he's down, and then we're going to work our way up. So he's down. Here's what we're going to do. We're here. All right. One arm is going to you're going to try to wrap it. So I'm just wrapping his arm. All right. Let's just turn this way. I want to see this side. One arm's just wrapping. Okay, and this foot can go here if you want. See how it's very tight to his back? Okay, just like this. If you can't get it, you can do something like this. That's fine too. This is all cool. Right? Anything in here, just to hold him down. All right, but the foot isn't hit. Now, some of you are not flexible here. Just cup. So, like if it's here, you don't want this here, because bring your hip close to me, Trevor. No, just your hip. Yeah. See. I lost my ability to push him away. Now you can smash into me. I don't want that. That's not good. I want to do this. Now come in me. See? Can't smash. And if I pull down, you won't be able to rock that off so easily. Okay, so here. Here. I'm cupping. I don't want to leave this open because he can still hit me in the ribs. It's been a little worse. I can see that. All right. He can still hit me here. So what do? I'm going to create a wedge with my elbow to get that in. So I thread my elbow to my knee. Okay, now I cup this. Now I'm tight. Alright, and this foot is also on the hip. This is the guard I like to use. Alright, it's very safe guard. It's a good position. It's hard for him to punch. You know, pull your hand away. Okay? Another thing too, to keep him tight, squeeze your knees. Squeeze your knees together. It's a very hard time moving. Notice how off center's him. He can't, I don't even think he can reach me for the head button or anything like that. That's nothing. Okay, now in this position, I'm good because if I just tuck this elbow here, I can punch. Alright, so I can hit him on this side here, punch him to the face. I can elbow, whatever. If I want to strike, I can strike and keep him somewhat controlled. This is the kind of guard position we're going to talk about. This is the kind of guard position I like. Okay, first move from this position I want to talk about really quickly is just basically how to get an omoplata from here, because it's the easiest one. First thing, you're going to push his face. This is good too. If he happens to get this hand out here, it's good just to push his face anyway because he can't really reach the punch very easily. So I would control this, I would hook this arm, pull this in, and push here. It's going to be hard for him to hit. Alright? It's just difficult. And if he's there, then you can go to this, and you can always switch on the other side too. Alright? So if I'm here, it's the same thing. Just pushing the face away. Okay? The next thing, you're grabbing your foot and you're pulling it over. Okay, at this point, this is a good move because it's hard for him to bring his face back You're not going to be able to bring his face back at you. Okay, you got a little bit here. You could try the gogoplata stuff, whatever, but I don't think it's going to work out so well. Just put this in front of his face. It's very hard for him to come back at you and hit you at this point. Now, the rest is the same as like a normal omoplata. You can grab something to help pull yourself around. Here on the pants to grab. I pull myself out. You can triangle your legs. Just stop the triangle your legs, because if he comes back or tries to come back, you have a lot in his way here. Okay? There's a lot in his way. Here now, you got the gogoplata stuff, because you can push, this leg will push this foot up. Okay, and then you just pull his head down. Now that's where that stuff is possible. Okay, so if you triangle your legs here and he comes back, grab his head, pull down. It's great. But we'll continue with the gogoplata here, the omoplata here. You need to grab something to get up. That's fine. A little trick to the omoplata, kick out. Okay, that's what helps here to keep his shoulder pinned. Here I'm just coming up over his back, under his arm. This is a good way to do omoplata. Kick this straight first, straightened out to pin his shoulder. Then do the Indian style move with your leg. You don't need to triangle your legs. In fact, this foot should be out to help propel yourself upward. Okay. So you come up. All right, Adam, this is here. All right, so your omoplata setup. Let's go back through the setup again. So you're here. This is for street, guys, okay? So right here, I'm doing it the opposite way that I started with. That's fine. So, I'm like this. Notice how I pulled my leg in. Okay? Here, threading. Because he's going to try to hit you. He will try to hit you. So you block. Cup it so he can't retract to get back. Push. Push the face. Grab the leg. You can even, push. You could transfer for a second to grab this if you don't have flexibility. Here. Okay? If you have to wait a second here with this, that's fine. You're going to try to get this out. Okay? If he comes back now, you have your legs triangled. This is a very good idea. He walks into the gogoplata. But you're here. This is really what you want, to get yourself this way. Oh, you're all right. Ginger. Here. Up. Okay, so you can see over the back, grabbing this arm. Here. Down. Okay. From here, obviously, you want to keep this tight so he can't get out. Okay. Holding here. From here, there's a lot of secondary submissions here. Okay. All kinds of good stuff here. Okay. So whatever. This is just a great position to be in. This is your omoplata position. Okay. Once again. We're going to use this kind of guard. I don't like the closed guard for the picking up the slamming. Also, you don't want to lose the power of your legs. You have 4 limbs here. It's powerful. If you lose that, here, I mean, seriously, he can grab your groin or whatever. He can punch you. You can punch your groin. You can punch. This is not a good place to be. All right. This is better. Okay. If I tie him up, if I tie up these arms here. Okay, we're going to talk about what to do when he stands. He keeps that distance in a second. But for now, he's close. He's that guy trying to, hold you or whatever. If I do this type of guard, he can't grab my groin now. He can't punch me in the groin. He can't punch me back. This is a very, very, very safe guard. This is a good guard. One thing I just want to talk about, the reason I have him wearing this sweater here, simple move. Okay, if he's wearing any kind of shirt, the hand that's on this side here grabs. Okay, this hand's going to pull. Okay, I'm not here because if he tucks his chin, once again, I'm just getting his face. Go a little beyond it, because even if he tucks his chin, I can slip it under his chin. See how, this side, so you can see. Okay, see how it's here. Even if he tucks his chin, I can get it underneath. All right, so we're here. If I have this kind of this shirt on, right here, okay, pull. Push. Simple choke. Okay, that's a very good choke to use. Okay. Once again, feet and hips, important. Here, here, okay? You go over, under. Over is probably easier because then with this hand, because you could pull and this one just pushes. In other words, you could slip it under his chin still with this one and pull. So it's okay if this hand goes underneath this part of the lapel. Okay, so you just push, pull, tap the guy out. Very simple choke. You know, this stuff is very complex. Just boom, right into it. Boom, right into it. Punch, choke, end the fight if he has this kind of sweater on. Alright, now I just want to talk about, I recommended before not doing it when I was talking about guard passing, but some of you A, are trained to do it, you'll be in that situation. B, you might just get it. It might just happen. So I want to talk a little bit about the triangle, some of the things you can do from the triangle choke position with no rules, and how to behave when he also uses some of the defenses against us that I was teaching before. Just a few things. This is one setup. One arm is in, one arm is out. One way to set it up from here, from our guard here that we're using, you know, let's say he's got one in, one here, is because we had this here. This is a prime candidate for this kind of thing. Here, you know, a lot of guys like to just do this and then slip it over. So whatever, you know, he's in a situation. The thing is, a lot of mistakes that I see when people do the triangle choke, they're doing it wrong. Grab your ankle, never your foot. Grab your ankle and don't have your leg angled like this. You can try to get an angle. You know, they always teach to get an angle, so my head should be here. It's probably not going to happen. So just pull this shin over the base of his skull. Then this leg kicks back and goes over your foot. Grabbing this is like a hinge on a board. It gives way too much. This will work better. Once you do that, curl these toes back. Squeeze your knees together. And he's tapping. Forget about this arm. You're not going to get this arm if he doesn't want you to. No way. No, you won't get it. Okay, forget about it. Especially on the street. You waste too much time. And, well, you know, you give him an opportunity to get new moves. Let him keep it there. That's fine. Great. Pull this down, lock, curl these toes back. Squeeze your knees together. If you want to add this, pull the head back. Really make him tap. It was like this, here, here. Curl the toes back, squeeze your knees together, pull the head. If he doesn't tap, check it out. Like sometimes guys look up. No, just look up for this one. They look up, you start losing it. Try keeping your legs crossed and squeezing your knees together anyway and pulling his head. Okay? So, you know, you have this. If he still doesn't tap, pull the other leg down, backwards triangle. Because now most jiu-jitsu guys are going to try to go for the omoplata. You're going to go this way. Cool. But on your way through the situation, try to hit this. You're here, grab this, and make a triangle this way. Backwards triangle. Pull his head down, squeeze your knees together. Okay, you tried this, didn't work. Squeeze your knees together, try it. If it doesn't work, then go to the omoplata, try the same setup from the beginning. Okay, now we're in the triangle situation. Here, he stands. He's gonna slam you, all right? If he gets this far and he's doing the right thing, push his knee away with both hands. Oftentimes you can headstand him. He's off balance. Get his knee out of there and open up. Don't play this game. Push his knee away off of your chest. If he's doing the right thing, push his knee off your chest and keep your knees in. Don't get involved in that game. Don't try fancy crap, spinning, none of that stuff, man. Because if he knows, even if he doesn't know what he's doing, even if he's just a street fighter, he's going to be smart enough to, like, I've seen it happen a million times, where he's just smart enough to just start punching the crap out of you. Don't get involved in that. So here, nothing fancy at all. Here, he stands up, you see that knee coming? And now maybe you can finish, just finish it. Okay, you don't need that arm across. It's here, boom, finish it. Lock that out. All right, if he's persistent and he's still pushing with that knee and he's standing up to pick you up, let go. Don't be involved in getting lifted off your back. Big, big, big trouble. Big trouble for you in a real fight. Now we're in the situation where he's standing. Okay, so he's standing. Whether it was because he wanted to get out of the triangle or whether it was because you just fell down and you ended up this way. I'll show it on this side. First thing about standing, I want you to notice, if this leg is forward, I would grab this ankle. Okay, so that you can see this leg, is forward. So I'll grab this ankle. Okay? You have to grab the ankle. Don't care what anybody says. Grab the ankle. Not high. I have the most leverage low. Okay? As low as I can go. Alright? That's the first thing. Because if he tries to kick now, all I have to do is push and pull. He cannot kick me now. Also, he can't move away so easy. Alright? Now, you notice some other stuff I'm doing with my feet. I'm pushing right here. Yeah. I'm not worried about getting kicked here. Because if the minute he lifts that leg, I'm going to push, pull. Or pull, push. Okay, so here. Boom. Alright? One other thing, I'm grabbing my shin. I don't want my leg to get extended. I don't want him to be able to take my leg and pull it down, smash. Okay, here. That's important. If he does go for your ankle or leg, bang, kick him right in the face. Don't play around. Okay, you'll notice also, this leg is not here in De La Riva. Not because of the fancy counter we learned before, but because it's not doing me any good there. This is not doing anything there. Okay, it does me no good to have this leg behind his leg. It does me good to have it here. Okay, because even if while I'm kicking, if he decides to drop down, I have this here now. Or here. Okay, so while I want to use this leg, this is here. So kick, kick, obviously the groin. Great, great kicks. Here. Deaden his leg. Okay, kick, kick. If he comes down, kick. Anytime he comes even remotely close, bang. This should always be like this, right here. Whack. I don't even care about all the fancy submissions, any of that. That's meaningless. It doesn't. There's nothing here. You don't have any submission. What you have is some serious ability to kick. Okay? You want to keep this front knee from coming down. Okay, so you can just a big sweep here, pull, push. Okay, to come up. So that's your best sweep. I could show all kinds of fancy crap. That's your best move, right there. It's simple. He's hard to get away. Pull your leg out. Okay, if he turns his back, get him. If the minute he turns his back, boom. Okay, simple drill just for that. Try this get up move here. 1. Okay, that's how you do it. Keep your head close, get him. If he turns his back, if he's facing you, don't get involved in that. You get kicked in the face or punched. But if he turns his back, that's what you do. Okay, standing guard is good for this. For beginners, I love to teach, here, feet on the hips. I just feel that, in a no-rules fight, if he does know something, giving him your feet like that, right, it affords him the opportunity. I play nice and low, right here. He got nothing. If he comes close to me, this thing's like a piston, bang. If he grabs your foot, same thing, rotate it around. If he grabs the foot also, kick straight forward. It's really hard to control someone's foot. All right, and this is here as a backup. While you're using this, if he wants to bring the knee down to pass, you're here. Also, by hooking it, he can't get it back around. He can't pick it up and get it around. It's hooked on the inside of his leg. Here. It's hard just to deal with this. Just this alone is very difficult to deal with. Just here, try to maintain your balance. It's tricky. Okay, he's not comfortable. All right, right here, push pull, push pull. Very hard for somebody. You try this, with your friends, with your training partners. Tough to stand like that. All right, this is an excellent, excellent kind of guard to use. All right, the next thing is just, if he turns his back, you want to dive on him and attack and use that get up move that I use. Kicking. The most powerful move that you can do in any fight is the kick to the face. To me, that's the most powerful strike ever, is the front pushing kick. It's just a tremendous amount of power. you're definitely going to knock somebody out like that. Also to the knees, it's devastating. All right? But you may want to just bail. And if you want to bail, that's fine. So you're here, you're very tired of dealing with this kind of stuff. Just push away to get yourself some distance. And you can switch if you want. You can go this way, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just from this position right here, you can kick away, and you're here. Okay, so it's like old Jiu Jitsu. You know, this is just stuff, tried and true stuff. This hand's out, so you know, if he tries to kick or whatever, you know, you do have some kind of barrier. All right, some kind of buffer. Hip off the floor, hand on the floor, and now you're ready to fight. So slide back. Okay, so you know, whenever you're here, if you just land on the floor, boom, we landed on the floor. Try to kick away. This foot can also kick. It's great. So if he comes close, you still got that. Not very powerful, but whatever. Here, now you know you're ready to fight. All right, so that's also very powerful. So the kicks here are really powerful. Getting away is really powerful. Don't forget also, even when we're low, just want to review really quick, back to the low guard. Even when we're low, we had this. One really nice powerful move here. Probably better on this side when you have this position, this way. Okay, so you can see here, right to this side, your heel. Okay, real hard. You know, I'm doing it light, but bang, no, not to the kidney. It takes forever to take someone out like that. Here, because then when you go to get up, he's going to have a really hard time standing up. So the kicks, those are two kicks that you can use: the heel kick, the kick to the face. Okay, but nothing fancy. The guard, to me, is something where you have to use your legs to tie someone up and push them away until you can get up, get out of there, knock him out with a kick, maybe use one of your submissions. But the likelihood that even an untrained opponent will be smart enough to grab onto you, you know, or hold out real hard for one of those submissions, pick you up and slam you, is very high. There's a high likelihood that that's going to happen even with someone who doesn't know anything. A weightlifter is going to figure that out. All right, and you can try it. You know, you can pick 200 pounds off the floor for a second just to slam it. So, you know, be really careful. I've seen a lot of people get knocked out doing triangles and stuff like that when there were no rules. So, and that's just mixed martial arts. And that's, I've seen people get knocked out in mixed martial arts tournaments where the surface was a mat. So imagine what's going to happen to you on concrete or on the way down. You're smacking into bar stools, chairs, curbs, you know, cars, whatever it is. You don't want to be involved in any of that. All right, my suggestion to you is to use your feet on the hips. You know, deaden his leg if you need to over time. Punch him in the face a few times. If you don't want to punch, it's fine. Make some space, get away, get up, get away. Okay, do one of those sweeps, reverse the situation, get to knee on belly. And we'll talk about that later. So now we're going to talk about attacks from the top once we've passed the guard. If you don't understand passing the guard or its concepts, go back to that DVD and review that material. You'll know that from that review, we were passing the guard to a knee on belly position. So knee on belly, the reason we went to knee on belly as opposed to any other way to hold someone down is that this DVD is a no rules DVD. So no rules is uncertain surfaces. Maybe some people are coming at you, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go over multiple attackers and that kind of nonsense, because if you can't beat someone in 10 seconds, or not even, like 2 seconds or less right away, then you can't fight more than one person at once. So, but we do want to be aware, because as I'm fighting this individual, there could be someone coming to get me behind me. So I want to get it over with as quickly as possible so I can move on to the next guy or get out of there. And we're going to talk about on this DVD, mobility. And knee on belly is great for mobility. If I do your traditional side controls, things like this, I have absolutely no mobility. In fact, you can see the first thing he did, what's he doing? He's holding me down. You know, so for no guard situation, it's probably not a bad idea because I can't rear up and punch him. You know, so already if he has a friend kicking me from behind, there's not much I can do. My knees are on the floor. I don't know the surface. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. All right, so the same reason we're not going to do too much mount. Lack of mobility and knees on the floor. It's a real tough position. I just generally don't like it for a no rules situation, not sport jiu-jitsu, not two guys wrestling around, no rules, okay? So we're gonna talk about him being able to punch me in the groin, grab my groin, hit me from the bottom, bite, all that stuff. That's all stuff that's totally possible now in this situation. The first thing though, we were passing the guard to the knee on belly position, okay? It protects our knees from the surface, maintains mobility. But before I even do that, I want to talk about one situation that I see happen to a lot of people who are beginners. And one thing that's really common for beginners or people who don't know much is instead of arriving at knee on belly properly like they should, they arrive here. A lot of people just do backwards knee on belly. And that's cool. This is all right. But if you arrive here, you probably aren't very confident or mobile. You know, it could have happened, like I was passing and then I just went here. And that's cool. That happens. It's a good way to pass the guard. You got it. Now, if you know jiu-jitsu, you might be thinking, knee bar, it's great. No, why would I want to go and put my back on the floor while his friends want to kick me or something? Or I don't know the surface. I lay on some broken glass. I don't know. I can't sit here and come up with a different situation for each and every event. Like, so in other words, well, if I'm fighting on glass or concrete, then I'll do this move. But from the same position, I come up with a new set of moves to do if I'm fighting on carpet. So one thing I want to do, I don't want to bother that knee bar. It puts me in a bad situation. But the one good thing I can do if I arrive here is just get his foot, okay? Now, usually when you do a toe hold, you go this way, all right? However, when you arrive here, you can get that, right? But if you forget, a lot of people forget, it's cool. You can still do it this way too. So either way, okay, I've seen it done this way. I've seen it done this way. It doesn't matter. I mean, the preferred way, probably right here. Okay, because what you're doing is you're affecting the deltoid ligaments. There's 3 ligaments here. You're pushing down and you're affecting those. This way, it's going to affect a different set. And here, and you can see how he kind of twists out a little further that way. It's fine. If you mess up, don't be sitting there going, oh, wait, and changing your hand. You don't have time for that. He's kneeing you with the other foot. He's punching you in the ass. You don't have time for that. Here. Okay? Or here, whatever. The principle's the same. So anyway, you arrived here, you got backwards knee on belly. Ah, shoot, you know what I mean? Whatever, fine. Get a hold of his foot. Top of your hand on the top of his foot. Okay, and here. I'm backwards, still works. You can apply pressure straight down. Or you can twist. Try to go as straight as you can. So if you end up on the outside here, just try to go straight down. You'll be okay, it'll work. Preferably, right here. I'm keeping this real close. This is on the top. And I make a move like this with my hands. Okay, gonna go to tap now. You want to tighten things up, you can squeeze your knees together. Don't fall down though, don't compromise your butt. Stay on that foot. Stay on that foot, tap them out. That's if you arrive backwards knee on belly. Now we're going to talk about the knee on belly position. So we've passed the guard, we've passed the knee on belly. We've already discussed why, we won't get into it anymore. Once we're at knee on belly, first thing I want to talk about is mobility. You want to be mobile. So if someone comes and does something, you want to be able to move on it. Another thing too is a lot of guys will push. We'll talk about some submissions, all right? But you still want to be able to move, all right? So first thing, we'll go right here. Same things apply if you know the gi work with the pants. That's cool, but we'll just talk about mobility. So here, we're going to do it off a push. And there's another thing too. If he puts his foot out and does like an escaping move and pushes, you know, I can fall back if my base wasn't good this way, all right? Or my knee hits the ground. My base is good, my knee's on the ground. I didn't want my knee on the ground. No good. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how to move properly. What I'm going to do is, we'll do this nice and slow for you. I'm going to come around. So go to escape, please. I'm going to go around. So I'm going to try to do some 2 steps for you. One, you're going to be almost like this. So your knees are together. So you're going to be here. 1. Okay. This one comes down. 2. Swing it around. So it goes the other way. 1. Pushing. 1. 2. Does it again. The knee goes right into the position. 2. Stay mobile. The next thing, hands. He obviously is in a position to grab my groin, whatever, hit me, whatever. That's always like the concern people will raise first. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna bother with this hand because he's still got this, doesn't do anything for me. Let me get a hold of this hand, all right, just like that. I'm going to support this with the other hand. All right, that's how you stop it. Like, I'm not just using one hand, so it's hand against hand. Here, all right, push. Some guys, boom, push right over like that. All right, so I'm in this position. All your weight. Grab this, come under his head, and grab his arm. Okay, so here, this way. Keep him going this way. Get a hold of his wrist, so like that. Whenever you grab someone's wrist, by the way, it's the middle finger and thumb touch. Right in here. Okay? Now, if he tries to grab you with that hand, it's not going to happen. I just pull on this, I'm all set. Okay? It's a good position. Once I have this, all right, to finish, strikers out there, obviously you get the point. Bang, it's at the elbows, strike. It's a powerful striking position. All right, if you are not a striker, this hand underneath, okay? So it goes underneath. Grab your own arm, just not grab, just hook, cup your own arm. So here, just so you can see. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up with this hand as my right arm goes down. Okay. Let's finish the fight. Same thing. You know, I want to get rid of this hand. Just grab it at me or whatever. Over here. You can just use this other hand to support. Here. This situation. Okay, he's going to kind of slip his head on you. You know, he might put his head this way, try to get it up. In that event, okay? Same thing. You're still grabbing your own arm. His head's just not in you. It's fine. Alright? Once this happens, we use the mobility drill. So you guys can see here. We use the mobility drill. Boom. Okay, move to the other side. Here, nice Kimura opportunity. Just bracing. Okay, if he slides too much, you have this leg here to stop it. Notice how I'm not doing the, you know, Jiu Jitsu Kimura like this. I'm not doing it like this. Okay? I'm keeping my knees off the floor. So here, obviously you stay at this angle. Here, so it comes off. Okay, right in here. Use him. Arm wrestling, which is nice, just to show you. A lot of guys grab their arm, throw their own hand. What I did is I just came down on his, just like on this for a second. I came down on his bicep. I can't grab him. Okay, now to finish the Kimura. I see a lot of guys, they put the arm behind the back. If he's a very flexible individual, you know, he may be able to grab his hands behind his back. You know, that's not going to get him fast. You want to keep it at a 90-degree angle. Turn. See how he has very little, he has a lot of flexibility when I do that. But he has very little when I do that. So here, come down on the guy. You can squeeze your knees. Here, a couple of tips. If you keep it close to your body and use your body to turn, he's gone. Alright? So here's fine too, the grip. Keep everything tight. Turn with your body. Don't let it go down. Okay, right in. Okay, I just came down his bicep, stopped the grip, no big deal. So here, to go in sequence, he slips off. Okay, I don't have the Kimura here, but I have the grip. It's fine. Hold the grip, put your hips in front of it, stop him from, you know, pulling it down, and just switch. Finish the Kimura. And once more. Boom, comes off. Okay, don't want that. Here. Okay, and finish that shoulder lock. So what we're going to do now is how to deal with the other side. Okay, in case whatever, this side is completely unavailable. I don't know. Just how to deal with this side. I prefer you deal with this side, push everything that way. But if he's doing anything on this side, one thing I want you to do is pin this down. Okay, pin this down. Cup the arm and pull it toward you. Okay, at this point, I mean, you practically have an arm lock now, but you want to go for the kimura. That's the same as before. You just tighten your knee up so you can't, because he's going to start to walk away. So that he can't do that. Just tighten your knees up. That's the same thing. You move the tap. Same, same thing. Okay. So he's here. 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 Okay. And finish him with the kimura on that side. Okay. Now we have the kimura, but what happens when you do the kimura? A lot of times, guys. On either side. So you have this situation, they grab their own hand, okay? Real common. All right, people are strong. So here's one way I like to deal with it, whether he's grabbing their own hands or not. You know, any kind of resistance at all. You're gonna come this way here. Okay, so it's difficult for beginners, so I'm just gonna try to make some space. If you're here, the hand that was grabbing his wrist goes over and under, and you pass this under your armpit so that your palm is facing your chest and has enough room so that it's the back of your hands on his tricep. Okay, so here, just so you see. Okay, so this can't be here because you can get out. It's got to be tough there. So once you get this, okay, you can be grabbing, tuck it. One thing we can do without going to the floor, you can grab, I like to grab the far leg here. So now I'm doing this to try to show off, to try to tighten my arm here. This knee, we go back to the knee on belly this way, okay, to finish it. If he doesn't tap, he's not tapping, get under here. Now you can go down and sit through. Okay, you alright? Okay, so for like a low position. Not my first choice. I would like to stay up, but sometimes it works better low. So in other words, you had your kimura thing going, he grabbed. You were here just to show with lots of space. Okay, once again, you had your kimura thing going. So my right arm goes back toward my rib. Just very slowly with your body. It's one way to deal with him clasping the hands. Some guys, like to rotate the hand out, and so they're here. They like to kind of do like a circle. It's fine, whatever works. The fact of the matter is, when you're in the kimura position, you could go back to knee on face. You could do any of these mean things that'll kind of agitate him and let him go, or make him let go. A lot of times, just using the body properly, for those of you who are having a lot of trouble with kimura here, a lot of you guys have trouble, with guys grabbing some stuff. Sometimes you use the rotate to get out. So in other words, I would push down. Since hands are grabbing this side, I'll rotate this way. Works. One thing I noticed is just by having proper body mechanics here, tight, and then quick jerk up with your whole body. Not this, but the whole body. So I'll push down first, that comes up with the body tight, then turn. It usually finishes the kimura properly without any fancy tricks. It works every time. So we were in the kimura situation. This is something I'm going to address because it is such a huge move in Jiu Jitsu. Okay, the armbar. I would avoid this like the triangle. They're both huge moves in Jiu Jitsu, and that's why I covered them. But this puts your back on the floor, puts you in an extremely vulnerable position, and allows him some nice counters and the ability to bite you. But because it's so common, a lot of you jiu-jitsu guys are just gonna go there. Or even if you studied some, karate or taekwondo or whatever, any other martial art, they'll have this kind of armbar in them, some of them. And if they don't, you've definitely seen this armbar. So maybe because you've been training so much with your friends and rolling, you get a guy here and then boom, you go for it. So if you end up in this position, or especially from knee on belly, that's like common move from knee on belly is the armbar. So we were in Kimura, and then maybe from here we'll just transition to armbar. Or this could have been like a knee on belly thing. So we could have been here and then decided to go down. Or we could have been here, you pushed, and we did our standard, thing here to the arm lock. Whatever, okay? But we're in the arm bar. And that's what I want to talk about. So we have the arm bar. First thing just about the arm bar is, if you don't have both legs over, you do want to hold the pants. Okay, so now we're in the arm bar position. All right, we could have arrived there. Once again, it's standard like knee on belly. We decided to do that. Whatever. If you don't have have your leg over his belly, you're grabbing the pant leg, because he's going to try to roll out to his belly. Rock. So yeah, roll away and get up. So you want to hold on to that if you can. Not to mention, a lot of dudes in fights, they start kicking at you and stuff. So by holding this, you're better off. Just remember that. Personally, I get it all set up. I take a second and I put the leg over. You're better off. All right. So now you have both legs over. A couple tips about the armbar. Okay, here, just yourself here. A couple of tips. One, a lot of guys have this issue for some reason on the street. Some guys are super flexible, and you're here, and your hips are like up, and he's not tapping. Okay, there's a few reasons why. One, your knees were not tight. It's like a board in a vise. Your knees have to vise the arm. Two, you do want to pin the head down with this leg. There's no other way to do it. So, vicing, pinning. Check. Make sure that you're doing this properly. The elbow is visible. It's not out. All right? Thumb is up. On the street, you grab this thing. Grab it, keep the thumb up, vicing the legs. If I vice my hips have not come off the floor yet. I didn't even lift my hips, okay? If all that's done, I want to show you a little something that you can do. You can hold his hand like this if you want to keep it from moving. However you want to hold it, just make sure the thumb's up. The other hand, I want you to make a fist by your groin, okay? So maybe the guy's arm's really skinny, it's going into my groin. And I want you to put it right under this part of his tricep, like lower tricep, just above the elbow, okay? Okay, so right here. And I'm still vicing my leg. That's one trick for the armbar. He bites you, okay? He's gonna bite. Remove the leg. Okay, that's fine. Remove the leg. So any kind of biting occurs, get it off. Okay. The next thing I'm gonna do, most jiu-jitsu guys now keep the head down because they don't want me here, but I'm gonna get it up and do this. Okay. I want the leg under, so I'm making like a pillow for his head with my leg. All right. I see a lot of guys, they do like if the guy clasps his hands, they stick this leg inside, I have big flippers, so it's hard, and they try to get the triangle, but he still can bite, so I don't want to bother. If I got an issue with a biting opponent, I know he's going to keep doing that. So I'm here. All right. He bites or he grabs his hands. Either one of these two situations. We'll just kill two birds with one stone. And make the pillow. Okay? Once I do that, I'm going to start to maneuver my body around him this way. Okay? And the important factor is my foot on his hip. Okay? If his hands are clasped, I need to get this foot through first. So if it's just a biting opponent and he didn't have his hands clasped, this isn't an issue. If he did, I have his hands clasped, and I need to think about the leg going across when it's back here. So, you'll just put your foot in now. So you're like this. All right, either way. Okay, so you're here. And I go around, so I'm in this position. I then keep, same thing as the armbar. Keep yourself tight to this. And I grab my own leg. Okay, and pull it across. So you make the triangle. All right. Once I do that, now I can notice also don't roll this way. If you roll this way, you'll never make the triangle. I went like this. I leaned this way. Same thing as before, grab the ankle, not this ankle, not the top of the foot. Here, close the triangle. Okay. Squeeze your knees together, you're gonna tap it. Okay. Hands, biting, whatever. Okay? Take the pillow. If it's a jiu-jitsu guy who keeps his head down, you can slam him, whatever you want to do. You can literally just slam him around, just get his head up. Personally, I like shoveling under his neck and grabbing his arm. Here, actually, if you just to learn a quick thing here, if you cup, this arm slides down his neck and push, you can tap him. All right? It doesn't always work, so put this through. Once I have this, okay, I'm going to start to move myself around this way. So I'm here, making a lot of space so you can see. Keep this close. Okay. Foot on the hip controls him. Helps me get the triangle. Leaning this way if I have to lean at all. I got him. Squeeze together. Alright. Any contact with the legs, he's kneeing or whatever, you pull this up. Right here, if I rest this knee against mine, between this V, my knee, my foot, if he comes up that high, I have a nice, I'm actually stretching him, but you have a nice, the knee bars here. But if I squeeze and pull, tightens it up, even here. Or, back to the first move, you got that, nice. Doesn't tap for the choke. You have your arm bar still. Arm bar, wrist lock, whatever. Okay, not in a good position to hit either. Next, he's here. He's the kind of guy, he wants to get up. A lot of times too, guys will, if you're at this stage in it, or even sometimes if you're sunk, I've seen this happen, I got long legs and he's short. He walks forward and puts his head down to the floor. No, like I'd be telling you, like I'd be holding, put your head down. Yeah, you lose the whole situation. A lot of times this happens. One thing you can do, here, his head's down, he lost his head. Right here, okay? You can start to go for your omoplata here. Walk around him and sit back this way. And now have, the whole omoplata situation. He's already starting his little escape and stuff, but it's fine, okay? Alright, so let's try that here. So one nice little thing. So if you lose the guy's head, remember omoplata. But here's the difference. So we've lost the guy's head and I end up here. So the head was here. Don't roll. In sport, I'd roll right over their shoulder and try to get this. Not a good idea for an old bar situation. Here, I want to go up and over. So I'm going to sit on him for a second. I'm going to go here and sit like I'm going to mount. Okay? And then I pull him back this way. Don't go rolling over your neck on the street. Here. Okay, and then you continue with omoplata like we did on the other DVD. Here, if the shoulder isn't down, kick forward. You alright? Okay, kick forward and finish the omoplata. So we're in the omoplata situation. Okay, I'm just gonna move back so you can see because it's nice to move back. Okay, omoplata. We're here. Remember, straightening out to get it. Going here. All right. Some guys, I'm just going to prepare you for this because when you go for it, some guys, because it's slippery, he may have the ability to do this. Or, as you're setting up, whatever, you messed up. A lot of guys like to roll. So a lot of guys just they roll out of it. If this happens, okay, let him go. Let him go. So he rolls. Go ahead. Let him go. We're going to use a lot of space. I would immediately go to grab his leg. All right, but we don't need that right now just to see this. We're here, you want to try to get your shin in the crook of his arm here, in the bottom part of his bicep where it meets his forearm. This space has to disappear. So you have to push that into the back of his arm. Now you know you're checking the legs, don't get kneed or anything. The knee slides back, hips forward. Okay? This is if he rolls off of an omoplata. So once again, he was back, he rolls, okay? Stay there. Let's come right up on him, quick. Okay, I'm going easy here, but should be very tight here. Yeah, okay, easy. Slide back, finish the fight like that. Now we're going to talk about when someone turtles up. It's going to happen because you were knee on belly and he rolled away from you to his back. In sport jiu-jitsu, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Bang, just go take his back. Why wouldn't you do that on the street? Well, if you've been listening to the DVDs up until now, you'll know. No mobility. Your knees definitely scraping the floor. And you don't have good situational awareness. You can't see around you at all. Okay? A lot of other martial arts say, well, you know, I wouldn't want to go to the ground and fight. They're right. They're right. They're 100% right. This DVD is what to do when you're put there, or you have to restrain and subdue the attacker. Okay? So you do have to know how to fight on the ground, but it's not your first choice. And this is one case where definitely a standard jiu-jitsu thing would not be my first choice. Okay? I'm giving up my back. People could be hitting me with anything. My knees are getting scraped. I'm definitely not mobile anymore. So here in the situation, I want to come up with some other options to quickly finish my opponent because, you know, that's my objective. The first thing here is I want to talk about a lot of law enforcement officers are watching this DVD, and they're, you know, I shouldn't say victims. Their suspect here is curled up, and then they can't, what's called, they open the turtle. It's too tight in here, all right, and they can't get anything, you know, and people get real strong, so that they can't get any kind of moves on them. So I want to kind of show something to open the people up without doing anything crazy. Personally, I like to grab the belt or the pants because you have a tremendous amount of control. If he decides to get up and start flailing, you can actually just hold him here, all right, and it's very hard for him to come back at you. So it's one thing you can do. It's really easy to lift this kind of weight here. But one thing, if you want to really open him up, is take your foot here, okay, and then step on the back of his Achilles tendon. All right? Okay, he wants to just tap when it hurts, please. He's here. Okay, it's an ankle lock. So just one thing you can do. But to someone who doesn't know they have the option of tapping, they'll usually roll back to this position. So it's like opening the turtle. So that's just the first thing I want to show you guys, just to kind of open up the turtle position here. It's a good move. And if you want to combine it with grabbing the pants, he'll have less mobility. You could probably just tap him like that if the guy knows to tap or subdue and restrain the individual. All right, that's the first thing about opening the turtle. Now we want to finish the fight. Our opponent has turtled up. He's gone into a ball because, you know, maybe from knee on belly, he rolled away to relieve the pressure. One thing quickly, before we even do that, go to your back, please. If he was here and he rolls away, keep on him with knee on belly. Keep on him, keep on him, keep on him. Do knee on back. It's the same stuff, okay? So you could just keep on the guy, reach through, grab here, you know, same thing. So just to let you guys know, if he rolls away like that, fine. But in this case, he just come a little closer. He rolled away and got right up to his knees. All right, that's what we're talking about now. But just keep that in mind. The first thing I want to show is something kind of neat because I'm trying to work off of a lot of what you jiu-jitsu people are doing already. Right? So as a jiu-jitsu guy myself, I get into certain habits when I'm on the mat, and we fight how we train. So a lot of times we automatically go into this kind of position here, and then go start digging for the clock choke. All right, that's a real common reaction. We just automatically do this, you know, get in here. If you don't know how to do this, just really quickly, I want to go through. When anyone tucks their chin, you want to come down the back of his jawline here, across his ear, okay, and you want to make the shovel here and push down. Dig under his chin, sit up for a second, dig under his chin like this, and raise your head. That's how you would feed the collar to do a clock choke, okay? Same applies. So we're here, we feed in. What I want you to do now instead is get in there deep. Watch, you can crawl with your hand if you want. All right, so it's the same thing as a clock choke, but in here. You can just grab here, grab the wrist, hug his back. Your body with the clock choke has to come forward over the back of his neck. That's, you know, just normal, good clock choke. But get in tight. So it's almost like a rear naked. Come forward. What I want you to do is same clock choke principles. The only difference is this hand here is coming this way. Okay? Sit through and pull up. All right, tap in the counter. All right, so sit through and pull up. Here, same clock choke principles apply. Squeeze, sit through. Okay, it's one way that we can apply a jiu-jitsu move we already know. So very simple. Coming through, here, here. You need to grab this. But it's like if I had the gi, I could come right over and do the clock choke like that, but I'll lose him in this situation. Here, okay, tighten it, squeeze, sit through. Okay, you still have the clock choke. Now let's work off of a couple other situations here. One, he tucks his chin deep, and I cannot get under his chin, his actual neck. It happens, you know, if you don't have a lot of experience. Here, I still feel like I almost can, but he's real tight, maybe he's bigger than me. You'll get about here. And when you do, I want you to put your hand across his back. Once that's established, I want you to get your own hands. I'm gonna be careful with his neck, but here. This hand, this arm, keeps his back from coming back toward me. This arm cranks his neck toward me. So you're taking his neck and his back and going two opposite ways. We're gonna use leverage this way. So don't lift your arm off his back. Just curl, do like a wrist curl. Okay, this will turn into his face. So here and here. So this doesn't slip off, pull it in. So my right arm is closer to me. I curl up. So I'm pushing down and curling up. Be very careful, obviously, with your partner's neck with this one. So he's tight. Down through, here, meet your hands. The angle of the right arm should change in. Okay, I didn't really get to the wrist curl part, but you would curl your wrist there. One other thing I want to discuss here is also how to, you know, open the terrier, get him off his belly and exposed again for two reasons. One, you know, obviously you might want to go back to the on belly. Two, he could be fighting someone and you're breaking up a fight. That's really kind of one overlooked part of martial arts. I don't think too many people address. Like, why would you get into a fight? You know, sometimes it's unavoidable, but a lot of times maybe someone's attacking one of your loved ones or someone else. So this is kind of a valuable move that you can use for yourself to restrain an individual, or you're trying to break up a fight. So it's really very simple. Same principle as the neck crank before. We come across. So here, you know, I could be standing up. If you want to put your knee on the ground, you can put it right here on his thigh. Okay? Whatever's comfortable for you. Get down in there. Same thing. You pull, and you just crank, but I'm turning in a circular motion this way. Okay? So here. Okay? And he'll come up. Here, obviously, it's very easy just to put him down. I mean, there are other neck cranks here. You can follow up with chokes. If I hold my hands together here in this situation, pull up slightly, push down, it's going to choke him. You know, you can finish that way, whatever you want to do. The point is, I got him off, he's here, whatever. Boom, boom, circular. I can get to the knee on belly position, same as the neck crank before. Alright, now we're going to talk about some escapes from street holds. So I'm going to start with things that are more typically seen in a street fight, you know, or like a fight with, you know, opponents who may be not extremely trained. And what's nice about some of these holds is, you know, professional fighters do them, I guess, are aware of them. Judo people may do them. So I'm going to work on common holds first. So the first thing we're going to work on is like a headlock, which also in judo is keisugatami. So it's a common martial arts hold that in wrestling they have this hold, like a headlock hold. So you know, it's a very, very, very common hold to see with both untrained and trained opponents. So Trevor's going to get in here in the keisugatami hold. All right, and a few things I want to note about it are this: we're going to prepare for the worst case scenario. In other words, if I can get this arm out, it's real easy. All right, but I can't. All right, a lot of the key principles of getting out with this one is that you can get this far elbow to the floor. I can't. I'm going to just say right now, I can't get it out. So worst case scenario is always best to work with, so you don't freak out. So he's holding me. He's got the headlock hold. He's doing the right thing. His knee's pretty close. I can't just pull my elbow down and get out of here. Bridge and roll is nice, but in my experience, it's hard to move a real heavy opponent off you if he's heavier than you. So what we're going to do is first, we're going to work off this one principle. Let's say he's down low. He's very close to my face. Again, another worst case scenario. All right. So I just move here. So you got to check out all the action going on here. He's got the arm. His face is closed. I want to take this hand and move it in between us. If I have to, I'll raise my head a little, and then as I lower my head, the hand will fit. Okay. So let's say he's close, and I can't get it in there. I raise my head a little, and then put the hand in. That's how you get that in there. Okay, once I have this in here, it's real easy to kind of dig his face away. Okay, another technique that works if he's here, you can rake your this part of your knuckle across his face. It's very, very annoying. All right, but the main principle is right here. All right, I'm going to push his face with the ridge of my hand away. Okay, so this is the first step. No matter what we do next, this will always happen. So he's here, I get this in here, okay, and I push. If I need to, you can really rub the hell out of his face here. It will go away. If I had this second hand now, reinforce. So try your best to get that out and reinforce, all right? But sometimes we don't, all right? So I'm pushing away. It'll start to come out, believe me. Especially a lot of guys like to let go now and then address your hand, try to get your hand off, to get it off the face, right? That's when you do this. Okay, so whatever. So either you have this here or you don't. In any event, first thing I'm going to try is, with my legs here, I'm going to start walking away this way. Okay, so I actually bring my hips up and okay, so, and push. As I sit up. Okay, to reverse the situation. That's the first thing. So we're here. He's got me in the headlock. He's tight. Always assume the worst. Okay? Pushing. I can push off if I can't. I rub. Okay, gets it up. Walk, push, walk in, push, walk in, push, walk in, push. Okay, so we're here. And then the same things apply as they did with earlier with the headlock, when Eddie had me in the headlock, but this is just backwards. It's just here. If you want off all your weight, and then you can go to your kimura or whatever, all right, to finish. So we've gotten this in and we're here, we're walking. And he doesn't go. He's following me. All we need is enough to get my leg over his face. However, if I keep moving, we're just playing a game here. So I'm going to come close. I'm going to come this way. You might even want to do one of these. If you get this, you can, you might be able to roll a guy over, but if he's big enough. So you come close like you're going to do one of those. All right? Now he'll move back away. Then you swing out. See how all the room I have? So I swing out. Once I swing out, I push the face and the leg goes over. From here, you can definitely triangle your legs. You can, some chokes you can do here with the legs, whatever. You can try to, get the arm bar. But he's off. So most students, I just teach them, just roll up. So here, if he's playing the game where he's following you, then you walk close. Because he'll just walk away. And then you have room to swing out, bring your leg over. If you have to, pull your leg in. Okay? You can just kick down and roll up. If you want, obviously, you have the submissions here. You can choke with your legs. But the main thing is that you're just getting up. A lot of guys I've seen them, you know, just if you're real flexible, God bless you, you can just go here and you're in a good position. You've got them all. Okay, in this situation, we're going to talk about, once again, another common street hold, the cradle. So he can be doing this leg or that leg. So let's do this one first, okay? If your opponent does this one way just to get out, just remember this, is that if you triangle your legs and kick down and lift your head back, it's going to help break it. But you have to do it in like one motion. You can't go constant pressure. You have to break it. So just to let you know if you want to break it. But here, I'm already balled up. I'm already all curled up. So it doesn't matter. He's got me like that. So I'm just going to make a little space. You can push away. So it's a common denominator here, what we're going to talk about. You push away. Okay, but what I like to do here is that if I'm pushing away anyway, slide my leg over. Okay, and now I have the triangle choke. Okay, so one, the triangle choke. Squeeze your knees together. Watch the other section on the triangle. Squeeze your knees together, pull the head, you got it. Okay, so if you're here, just pushing away anyway. You can even help your knee, you know, just with this hand. Okay, you're here. You know, pull the knee at the triangle. And obviously all the follow-up moves that go with it. Okay? Now, let's say he has the other leg. Okay? Same rules apply with that. Okay? But same thing here. Boom. Grab your leg. Now you're going to have to pull your leg in. Okay? If you're here. Triangle. Pull this arm toward you as you squeeze your legs. So once again, two triangles for just opposite legs. Boom. Push, push. Once again, if he's very a strong guy, this stuff, man, hold it tight. It's so aggravating, it hurts so bad. You can do a little nick down across his jaw. Hurts. Okay, so push, grab this sucker, here. This up and over, curl the toes back on, in this case, your left leg, and squeeze. Grab this hand, pull it toward you. His safety is getting his hand out. That won't work so well. So, get it. Okay? To finish both the triangle and reverse triangle for the cradle position. Now we're going to talk about what to do when he's in this type of side control. He has both arms over here. Alright. This could have been, you know, like a, what should we call it, reverse case of Gatami. You know, you can do some of these same things from this situation. Right? Because then he has to address them. But just, we'll concentrate right here, all right, on the situation. Really easy. Pushing here. You want to try to get this arm in so you can push down. Because the general escape that I like to do is to bring this leg out and slide away, like kind of like a pushing down. One thing that works too nicely is I'm not bench pressing down, I'm just stabilizing him. Bring your feet in close to your butt and just slide straight back as you stabilize and push down. Okay, that works really well as an escape, and then you can go to get your guard back. So that's simple, okay, if you're in any kind of situation like this. One thing I want you to try though, especially if you can't get this arm in, bam, right here. Those hurt, okay, so don't be afraid to use them. Here, okay, here. You could definitely knock someone out with these, okay, especially if his head's here. Alright, so that's important to understand. So those are a few things that I want you to do. You can get in, go crazy, okay? I've rolled, you know, just played around, and my wife has almost knocked me out like that, playing around, okay? So you just teach anybody that, you know, this is basic, knees going, knees pumping, moving back, it will get you out of there. It's tough to hold someone who's doing stuff like that. Really tough. You've got totally untrained people, okay? Very, very rough situation. For anyone to be able to hold you there like that. They're going to have to move, and when they make that transition, that's when you go to get your guard back or try to get up to your feet. So you have a situation here where if you can slide yourself back, you can move up here and you can get away. So you don't always have to go to your guard. That's not, you know, always the best option. You also have submission opportunities here, okay? So, not sure how many of you are aware. You can take your arm here, okay? Pulling in. Okay, this is a very powerful move. Pulling in on the guy. He's not always going to tap, but here, you can roll him away this way. All right? If your arm's under, here, okay? A lot of guys would hold, a lot of guys like to do go to reverse case guitar. Yeah, you know, this kind of stuff, you know? And that's where these kind of things are very good. If he's back, you can hold here. Okay, see how my arm's across his neck. Squeeze your arm, hand on your bicep. Secure his arm. Squeeze to tap him out. Okay, so once again, if he's here, your arm's here. You may have been trying to get under to go for like a regular Jiu Jitsu side control escape. It doesn't work out. Come back. Sweet. Nothing to lose. You're down there anyway. It's probably good because you're keeping him from like, getting back up and hitting you. So you have nothing to lose by squeezing there and trying to get that. Alright? But generally, in this position, I want to try to push down and escape. Remember the knee. Knee that head. Push his head, knee. Hurts like crazy. Okay? Here. Same type of thing. A lot of people get very confused here. Knee. If his hand's on the side, he's totally unprotected from that knee. He's got to move his right hand here. Forces him to do that. Okay? So then, you do it here. It's aggravating. And then the event, now, stabilize with your hands. Okay? You can try to get some good arm posture. But if you don't know all those technical details, it's just, you know, for simple stuff here. Just frame him here. Just try to keep him here and slide yourself straight back. Okay? To get out. Arm behind the head, different. It was here before, so it was easier. When it's here, you're probably going to have to make some space, bridge, roll it off. Okay, your head. So arm behind the head, see how I can't go back? I slip in here. Okay, bridge, roll it off, curl and ball. And from here, there's different escapes you can do, but just push and slide back. So if I push, I can escape back up. I'm not doing the escaping move facing him, facing away. But I still end up in the guard position. Okay? So once again, there's here, I like to choke here. Just hold, choke, tap the guy out. That's it. Those arms here, I gotta get it off my neck. It's a tough situation because like before we were doing all the snatching and stuff. So you get this under here, bridge, over. You can push. You just escape butt toward him. Route, kick. Okay, so that's how to get a very basic, you know, jiu-jitsu side controls. So we have basic atami so far, and we have the basic cradles, which are very, very popular on the street, and your side control situations thus far. So now we're talking about the mount. You know, it's obviously a really popular situation. Although we didn't do it much, or it wasn't something that I recommended highly that you do, you still have to know how to get out of it because it's incredibly common. So we'll work our way up a little bit through some basic mount escape principles. The thing is that most people, or what we're worried about in a no-rules situation, is that most people are going to rear up and hit you. So we're not really going to cover too much of the, you know, arm behind the neck, trying to go for the, you know, any kind of like, you know, sleeve reel choke or anything like that. That's better suited for like, you know, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with the Gi DVD series, you know, because that's usually why you put the arm behind the neck to get that kind of stuff. And, you know, so just check out the website, go buy those series. Here we're going to talk about how to deal with punches. It's more specific to a no-rule situation. So that's what we're concerned with. So I'm down here, Trevor's in the mount because he got lucky. And he's going to start to punch. So the first thing, a lot of guys like to come up and hug. This doesn't get you anywhere, okay? And if he knows what to do, he'll take the back of his hand, and if you do like to mount fight, remember this. Take the back of your hand and you slide it along here like we did with the Keisagatami escape and roll out. That it's going to get the guy right off, okay? Do that to anybody, all right? So here, how do I want to deal with the situation? I want to bridge. Just back up a little bit so we bridge, we don't lose you. All right, so here, every time he throws a punch, I bridge because he's got to put his hands on the floor to base out, otherwise his head hits the floor. In either case, even if his head hits the floor and he wants to balance like that, he doesn't have good strikes. Okay, so that's the first thing. You want to bridge. So he goes to punch. So I like to keep my hands in front of my face just as a backup, but then I also use them to push. Okay, once he's there, we have two options. One, for those of you who are somewhat flexible. Two, for those of you who are absolutely not flexible. So we are here. If you are absolutely not flexible, get a hold of an arm, pull it in. This is going to be really high, so try your best to hook with the leg. Okay, so once we bridge, keep your hips up, don't put them back down. Try to trap with this foot here. Get a hold of an arm, okay, whatever way you can. Check this one so he can't re-hit. Stay bridged, roll at a 45. Okay, to come up. That's if you're not flexible. It's kind of a good, solid, basic mount escape. And so once again, we're here. He's mounted. The principle, okay, the underlying principle, no matter what you're going to do, you need to bridge. Okay, so he goes to hit, you bridge. Okay, check. Hips up. Try to get this. If you lose that, that's the least important thing. Hold, push, and roll at a 45. Okay, that's the first way to get out. Second way, if you got a little bit of jiu-jitsu experience, you can easily do this. Same setup, all right? He goes to punch, here. I'm going to now put my feet here, okay, underneath, almost underneath his armpits. Some of you may only be able to get one, that's really all you need. All right, but try to get both. At this point, your head's got to lean to one side or the other, okay, so that you can roll over your shoulder. See how I roll out? Here. All right. Some of you know this ankle lock here. That's cool. Do it. If you can do it, go underneath his leg, hook his leg here. The left leg in this situation stays down. The right leg goes up. You hold your own wrists, and you can lean back. Okay. It's a good counter. But you're, unless you can do the first part, you're not going to get there. So here we go. He goes to punch. Good job. Stay up if you want, whatever. Check. Okay, feet meet the head. Here, here. Pick a shoulder and roll over it to get out. Okay? So it's a very good way to escape the mount. In any event, the important principle is bridging to get his hands to go on the floor instead of punching your face. This is a Jiu Jitsu DVD, so we're going to talk about what happens when someone takes your back. The first thing we're going to talk about is how to get out of it, like a worst case scenario situation, all right, when you have the choking, because that's really his number one move. But first, obviously, most of you know this, but in case you don't know this, I want to go over a few just very simple things here, okay? One, if his ankles are crossed, hope you guys know. If you don't, one, lift your hips, okay? You can force the cross if you want, you know what I mean? You can kind of do that whole, bumping one up, bumping one down, whatever. Sometimes even guys react to this, But if his ankles are crossed, whatever ankle's on top, that leg goes over, cross your legs, lift your hips, okay? So if you're on the back, don't cross the ankles, but if someone's got your back, look for that. Look quick, you can end it fast. Who cares? The other thing, obviously if he's very sloppy with his arm over, that kind of stuff, that'll work. Sometimes the arm's under and he's here. Some guys put the arm under to control your arm, to your wrist. Someone does that, pull it forward, re-grab. If as long as his thumb is up, you rotate your hands this way. That's a quick one. So I'm just breezing over these 2 or 3 things because if you see them, they're there. But it's not really the bulk of my program here. It's not what I want to show because they're less common. Actually, the ankle thing is really common, but they're getting less common because people are more aware of jiu-jitsu and know what's up. All right. But the first leg thing I want to talk about is, okay, if someone triangles the legs, if this happens, everybody gets confused with this escape, all right? Turn, get there. Okay, someone, it's a triangle line, okay? It's tight, hard to move, okay? Difficult situation. There's an easy way out of this, everyone gets confused. Take whatever leg's on the crossed side here and put it over. A lot of guys do this anyway, which is nuts. But put it over, all right? This arm here, okay? If you want, you can push with your hands, but he'll probably be controlling you somehow. You might also have to watch your neck because he might be choking. But the thing is you're just going to bridge back, okay? Just that alone is going to ankle lock him. Sometimes guys are flexible when you need to push, but watch your neck, so you might want to do it with your elbow. Okay? So that's another thing I want to talk about, just escaping while the legs are triangled around you. Right? It's hard for Trevor to do because he has short legs, but you can do that here. Okay, so right here, come on, you can do it. Here, okay, watch your neck. I'm watching it now because I've been playing with him. Okay, and finish the fight in that situation. Next thing. I just made fun of Trevor, so I'm going to give him an opportunity to put a choke on me. So here's really a big thing. There's really no gi on the street unless you had a t-shirt, like a collared shirt or some kind of collar. That's really the thing to go for. That a lot of people are learning now is the rear naked choke. It's one of the biggest moves here that someone can do. So when he goes to put the arm over, we'll talk about this. So you're in worst case scenario. Just check it. Okay, try to get out. The thing is, his arm's behind your head is one of the things that makes it happen. Check. Bridge up. Okay. Once you do that, he may start trying to choose a way for you to go. I like to go one way, but you know what? He may start picking it for you and saying, well, I want to toss him that way. So you may not always have a choice. The key principle is bring your back of the head to the floor. When you do that, he's not going to be able to get a nice choke on you. Okay? Now what you want to do is you want to bring your head down here on his arm and start to walk back. It's hurting your wrist a little bit, his arm. Okay, walk back. My hips stay up completely. Alright? Pulling the arm down. I want to keep my shoulder on his chest as I walk this way. Out. Out. Okay, once I'm out here, then I can move. Check this leg so he doesn't come up and mount in case he wants to slip out. And now you're obviously in a better position. Alright? So it's bridging back and walking out and around. He may toss you from one side to the other, so I don't like to get caught up in which side's best to go to. The side I went to is good because he started to feel the pressure on his wrist, almost like his arm locking himself. So it turned out alright. But if he pushes you the other way, you can't start freaking out and trying to get back the other way. There's no point. Just bridge and go the other way. It'll work on both sides. All right. So the key principles. Once again, start over here. So we make our way across. Key principles. Checking it. Okay. Let's get to the other side now. Checking it. Okay. Now bridge. Just bridge back. Let's say I went this way. Oh shoot, I messed up. Okay, not cool. Still, just keep going. Screw it. Put your head on the floor. See, the more when I bridge low, it seems like he has an opportunity to come over and mount. So I stay high. Okay, bridge back. He's still losing. So I clear his leg. Check his leg for the mount. Bridge back. My head's in his head. And roll into him. Okay, to escape the back mount position. Okay, the next position we're going to discuss is when someone has you in a turtled up position there, you're balled up and they're on top of you. We did back escapes, and just one thing I want to say is when you get your back taken, okay, someone has the hooks in, they're going for a choke, don't go to your belly. That's just one of the worst things that you can do. Stay up because you have gravity working for you, and that escape I showed you is going to work. But this is, whatever, you're in a turtle position, you got hit, kicked, whatever, you fell down, you rolled to your belly by accident, whatever the case may be. Not a great idea, but you went there, okay? So you have to know how to get out, all right? So in this case, Trevor likes his escape a lot, so I'm going to let him show it. So we're going to talk about, there's 2 positions someone can be in while they're turtle. Well, really 3, but what we're going to talk about is anywhere from here to the back or on the front of him, all right? So in this case, when I'm on the front, a lot of guys are going to grab here, okay? So they're going to hold. Okay, now what Trevor's going to do is he's going to hook my arm, all right? Actually, can you do it? Do you have a favorite side? Here. You're going to do it here, all right? He's going to hook my arm, all right? Trapping my arm into position, okay? Next, he's going to straighten his leg out, all right, to sit down, all right, to flatten himself out, and really trapping the side of me. Now it's very hard for me to move anyway. Once he does that, this leg posts so that he has room, okay? Because his left leg is going to go through the hole, okay? At the same time, his head is looking up. It's kind of pushing me over. His arm is also pushing me back. So he goes through, go ahead, to reverse the situation. And from here, he can clean up, go to whatever kind of side control he's comfortable with. Okay, so once again, a little faster. You want to do that? Can you do the other side? All right, so he's going to do the other side. So he's hooking the other arm, so you can see the action here. Boom, up, sits through, okay? Head up, yeah, boom. Good. Through, and cleans up whatever he likes to do. He's going to do the twister or whatever to me to finish the fight. All right, one more time. Do this side again. So I'm here, boom, sits through, back. Gets me off. Right there, okay. It's one good way to escape the just a hold from the front. Now, from the back. Okay. So now Trevor is going to get me here. Maybe he's on the side trying to do the neck crank that he's doing before, or that I was doing before at Eddie, or he's behind. So some guys, anyway, they'll hold you from behind or the front, whatever. Here in this situation, I'm not a huge fan of rolling this way. If it were like a sport jiu-jitsu match, I might hug and I might try to roll over my shoulder to flip him over. Not a huge fan of that. So in other words, just for the street, I might go here and try to roll him over. Okay. For a street fight, I don't like my head being planted or having any kind of weight. I don't know what's on the ground. So one simple move that I'm going to do here for you guys, I'm going to step around behind him. Now obviously if he's got this kind of choke stuff, you have to address that. Alright, don't forget about that. But once that's addressed, I'm just going to step around behind him. And it's very similar to the omoplata escape as before. I'm just going to sit through this way. Okay? So once again, this way here, so get to that side too. Address the situations here with your neck. Check his leg and just fall down. Very, very, very simple move. I mean, here the choke has absolutely no effect. And just come around. So step around, falling down move. You can also roll over. But those are just 2 very good moves when your opponent's on the top of you trying to attack. So you've gone through basically all the basic street holds, certainly, and then some jiu-jitsu specific things like triangling the legs from the back, stuff like that. Mount is really, everybody does that. Cradles, everybody does. So there's a lot of jiu-jitsu holds that are like very common street moves anyway. Cradles, the headlock hold, keisagatami, mount, but they're seen in jiu-jitsu all the time as well, so they're just good for us to cover. And then there's some things like side control and stuff like that that we covered, and then being on the top. Those are the things that I see most commonly. Other hold downs and positions, I very rarely ever see them in any kind of no rules fight or situation like that. So if you stick to those principles and learn those escapes, they'll work very well for you. And remember that whenever you're confused in a situation, most other holds will be side control types. And if they are, use your, just locking out, bracing the individual, or doing the decline type press and sliding straight back to get your guard back. Remember, it's okay to escape your hips with your back facing him. So review the DVDs if you have any trouble. Go through everything again. I kept the system very simple. Right? So I tried to do a lot of crossover techniques on each DVD because it's not about how much you know, it's about the quality of what you know that will help you to survive in a serious situation.
next ride. You ready to take slide? Hands up, stand up, stop, stand up, stay side. The next ride. Formation, you ready to take slide? Hands up, stand up.